Hi all, welcome back to more Space Empires 4X, playing the one-player Alien Empire scenario. This is part 6. So I had a little bit of look, just to be honest, on the computer. I prefer when I put on my tablet. I get the best experience of looking at how the videos come out once I've downloaded it on my tablet and watch it back on that. Although there does seem to be some lighting issues and it seems okay. There is a bit of glary bit in this area, I think, when I move into certain. But it's maybe not showing up now because it's actually darker outside. It's maybe not so bad, but anyway, yeah. And I've just realised I've jumped ahead a little bit. Ended the turn there, didn't I? Economic phase, but I didn't do my increased colonies. Now that probably should have happened before the alien player took their economic phase, but it's not going to make any odds. But it will certainly make a difference to me because I want to do that. So this upgrades to a 5. This upgrades to a 3. And we need another 1 because these are both going to become 1s. Now, right, I've not put my ships out either. Right, what was it I bought? I bought a cruiser and I bought a blooming. I'm thinking, did I buy the shipyard or did I do the colony ship? Well, it's whatever's written on the bit of paper. I can't remember actually. I think it's the shipyard. But yeah, I've not even placed my cruiser. Right, so wait till we get that sorted. Okay, I just a bit hasty there at the end. So I bought ship size 3, exploration, both the technologies, and I bought a cruiser and a shipyard. Right. So the shipyard, and remember at the time I bought it, this was producing a 1. So I couldn't put the shipyard here or here, but I could have put it there. So that's where it's going to go. So I'm going to put a shipyard here. And then the cruiser. Right, so here's a cruiser. You can see it's got a attack of 4. It's got a built-in defence as well, C-class, and it's got 2 hull points. And the fact it's got, well, I wouldn't be able to build it here anyway because this was built at the same time. So the only place I can build it and place it is there. What I also need to do is fill it in on the sheet. So let's have a quick look at that. I mean, we did all this in the Doomsday Machine, but you might not watch that one. So cruiser number 1 there comes in. We haven't upgraded our attack, so it's got a 0 attack, it's got a 0 defense, it's got 0 in tactics, it's just got the built-in standard 1 in move. However, what it does have is exploration 1. We built exploration for it. And you can see that only applies to cruisers because it's only them that can use that. So that's the state of our cruiser. I haven't upgraded. I'd love to have some attack, defense, and whatever, but you can only, you're limited. You're very limited to what you can do. Okay, so I think we can now move on to the next turn. Like, we should have done all that, and then they should have taken their economic phase, and then we should move on to turn 1. This is all round 4. Well, I suppose it's technically round 5, isn't it? That was economic phase 4. Yeah, I've been through all that before as well. I don't think they could have dealt with that a little bit better, but it's not a huge big deal, you know. I'm not making a big song and dance about it. Or maybe it sounds like it, but right, so we didn't build the colony ship. Right, so, well, here we go. We're going to have 2 combats here. 1 in turn 1 and 1 in turn 2. So let's just be sure about where this guy's going. He's either going to go here or here. Is that right? This is not defended. This actually is defended at the moment because there's 2 scouts in there. This one's not as well. But again, this is closer. And also this is the most colony points. So he's either going to randomly move into here or here. Which is annoying. See, it's annoying because if he moves into here, I'm then not adjacent to him. Well, if you come out to here though, Grant, he's going to avoid you by going into there, full stop. Because the other thing is I could go into here, but then that becomes defended. And then this one's not, so he changes his mind and he goes to that one. Right, no, I think we can resolve that by just moving into here. Oops, with our 2 scouts. And now, his target is still here, but he's going to try and go round about us. Right, miner's going back to here with its minerals. What else we got? We've got another miner. Yeah, we've got minerals out there though, so just go and grab that. Nice and simple there. Right, our pipelines are all set now, I think. Don't think we need to bother about them. I had put my camera on charge through my computer. I've got my laptop sitting beside me, but there gives a bit of trickle of power. But it pulls at the camera and tilts it, and it's annoying. I plugged it back in there just now because I'm not going to survive. It's not going to last. Yeah, I'm not quite sure why it's draining so quick. I'm doing quite a lot right enough, but right, I'll try and it's annoying with the cable they're plugged in. And what I don't have, I've got a fast charging one, but it's back at home. A fast charging thing for because it's an Apple phone, you can get the fast charging one, but I've not got that with me, which was rather silly. I should have brought that up, but anyway. Okay, so what else we got? Like I say, the pipelines are all set. Yeah, we've not got much more. Well, we've got our cruiser. So what's the plan with the cruiser? So did anybody launch? No, they didn't launch on a new fleet. Let me just look at what they've got. 20. Well, red's got 20 in the fleet, and blue's got 10 only. So the more dangerous threat is from red. So should my cruiser come out this side and try and look at some of these? Well, I've got. I want to have my miner close by to where my cruiser is, in case we get 10 minerals or the shipwreck. That's the only thing we want. That, and I suppose barren planets. I did say about if I got barren planets close down here in my pipeline, then it might be worthwhile considering. So I mean, maybe I should just bring it this way. Yeah, I probably should. And the other thing is I've got 2 scouts over this side, which I need for their combat capabilities at the moment, but once we get another couple of cruisers going, then I might not need them. I don't think I should chuck. If I've taken exploration technology and I've got at least 1 cruiser, then surely I shouldn't be taking risks with them in deep space. So I think I'll take a slight chance on that and just bring the cruiser down towards the side of the board, towards the blue side. So where is he? So I can go 1. Again, let's say, might have been nice to have had a pipeline in here, but however, is it getting any closer? It's not really, is it? May as well just coming in here. I could go 1, 2 into here. Well, actually better staying on the pipeline, yeah, because then I can go 2 next turn. Right, so I'll go down the pipeline, from a pipeline, through a pipeline, into here. Now, hang on. No, I don't think... just thinking, can the cruiser be involved in this combat? No, because I need to move in just now and attack him. Because if I don't, he just goes into that one, which is undefended. Ooh, you could have put your cruiser in there. Right, hang on, that's a thought actually. If I put my cruiser in there, these are both then defended. And I think it's not going to tie break down, is it? So it's going to be my choice, if you like, but I have already said I'm randomising, but... Right, but hold on here. Wouldn't it consider this still? Yeah, you should have this sorted out by now, Grant. It will always move towards a colony it can reach in the fewest number of economic phases. Right, so that's that one, and that one. Can all be reached in the economic phase, one economic phase. Don't think it can reach any else. So it's they three, right? If more than one qualifies, an AP fleet will move towards the colony that is undefended. See, so if I do defend this, it actually does move to this. Because this is defended, this is defended, this is undefended, and although this is 2 hexes away, it can still reach it in this economic phase. So, yeah, I can't do what I'm thinking then. So I should ignore that and just move in. Right, okay. Let's get this battle sorted. So cruiser comes down through the pipelines into here. Ha! Well, he's defending that colony now. Which, yeah. Oh, hold on. Well, I'd have to split my force up then. Yeah. Well, I could move my destroyer into there, then that's defended, so that means he's got to come in here. And then it's my scout ship to his destroyer. Whereas if I go in on him, I've got a destroyer and a scout ship to his destroyer. However, he's going to get to fire first. If he fires first and takes out my destroyer, it's going to be... might be a bit touch and go. Right, okay, Grant, move on. So I think the last move is me going into combat then. Pipelines, yeah, it's just pipelines and shipyards that are left. Okay, so let's get it on. So destroyer goes in, scout goes in, and we have a battle. There's my battle marker. So we have a battle in here. So let's bring this stuff down and have a look, see what's what. Right, so this is on page 10. Purchasing technology. Well, it tells you there the start of main technology. I might have been through this. Whenever the fleet launch, they roll to see if they're going to get the movement. We're not concerned with this at the moment. We've done all this. But however, it says technologies other than movement are not purchased until combat occurs. And then it kicks in with us. When the fleet is engaged in combat for the first time, the AP will spend all available technology points purchasing technology, and then we'll build the fleet. So it's going to do its technology points first, and just off camera I can tell you that that is 20 points. So, and this is the bit that if it's seen this and if it's seen that, then it'll do this and do that. So all available technology points will be spent in the following order, right? So if the human player has used fighters in combat and the AP does not have point defense 1, it will purchase point defense 1. I should have taken heed of that yesterday and switched it about for myself and said to myself, have we seen the AI, have we seen the island player with fighters? If we have, get point defense 1. That's what I should have done. But I didn't. So I'll be more switched on this time, I hope. Next, if the human player is shown mines and the AP does not have Minesweeper 1, the AP will purchase Minesweeper 1. Well, I've not shown fighters and I've not shown mines. Next, if the human players use raiders, now I'm not sure. This is something I need to look into, is raiders. I remember when they launch a fleet, we check to see if it's raiders. I think I want to say they need to have 12 points to start, and that must be is that what a raider costs or something? It costs as much as that. Yeah, they do. They cost 12. I've not read into raiders at all, so that's something I need to brush up on for sure. So try and remember to look at that. Anyway, rather than read through this, we've got scanners and we've not shown raiders, okay? And yeah, I could have read through that, I suppose, but it's talking about things that we don't know. When it becomes sort of relevant, then we'll go through it. So in the next page, this is over the page. So next, the AP will determine if it will spend on ship size. This depends on its current ship size level. Only roll once on this table, regardless of how many tech points the AP has to spend. Right, it's got 20 points to spend, and its ship size is level 1. So we know that, remember the new rules say that it's got to have at least 20 to use its technology. Well, it's got 20. This says that we need to roll on this, but we don't need to roll. It's 1 to 10. So if it's on ship size 1, it's going to automatically buy ship size 2 if it can afford it, and it can. So there we are. It's got technology 20. Well, hang on. It's going to buy. Struggling to squeeze in here. So it's going to buy ship size level 2 for 10 points. So I'm going to reduce that 20 to 10 under tech. Now, again, there are some things that it could buy with that. Actually, I'm not that sure. Well, there is. It could buy. No, is there not some? Anyway, the new rule was that if it's got less than 10, it doesn't buy any technologies. So it stops there. If it had more points, it would then roll in this table. And we're going to see that with the blue player, because he's got 30 points to look at. And he's going to do the same. He's going to get ship size 2, and then he's going to roll on that table. So he might end up with something better. So they've got ship size 2. Okay. So now, coming across here, like I say, we've not got any more to spend, so we can't do that. So now we're going to build in fleets. Let me squeeze everything in here. I could push that up a little bit more, to be honest. It can stretch lean over the table, in actual fact. Right, there we go. Right, so building. We haven't been through any of this, have we? No. This is the first time that we've had a combat, isn't it? I'm sure it is, yeah. Okay, so building fleets. After all tech points have been spent, all available fleet points are used to purchase ships in the following order. Remember, they've got this fleet came with 10 points only. So the following order is, if this is a raider fleet, all the points are spent on raiders. It's not a raider fleet. That was decided on when we went to launch it, if it became a raider or non-raider fleet. I think, like I say, one of the conditions is it needs to have 12 points. There's the other conditions I think I need to have done something. If the AP has fighter technology, and this is where I got caught out last night, and the human player has not shown point defense in a battle, right, this doesn't apply, but I'll just read it on. So if the human player is not showing point defense in a battle, the AP will spend all available points on carriers and fighters to max out the number of full carriers in the fleet. And a full carrier in the fleet is a carrier and 3 fighters, so you need to be able to spend 27 points for each of these. And then before spending the rest of the CP. If it does not have enough for a full carrier, it will not purchase fighters or carriers. But like I say, last night I got caught, he had 154 points, so he purchased 5 of these. And it was, rather devastating. So the next boat is I mean, we've not got that situation here, but I can assure you that, well, if they show, if they get fighter technology, now, remember, I'm not going to find that out until they come into combat with me. So if they do have, let's just say they had 154 points. That's a good point, actually. Let's say they had 154 points here right now. But they had 20 points in tech. I don't know what fighter rank 1 is. How much is fighter rank 1? So you get fighter technology rank 1 is 25 CP. So let's say they had 25 CPs in their tech then, and they rolled on the table and got fighter. Then they would then, because I hadn't shown point defense, they would then just throw all of the points into carriers and fighters. So I could still get caught out of it there without them, because I don't get to see their technology until they're in combat with me. I still don't get to see what they're spending on it. Once they've spent on it, I can see it. That's fine. So something to be aware of as well, Grant. Right. If the AP has fighter technology and the human player has shown point defense, so let's just say I do dip my toe into getting point defense 1, then the AP will do what we just talked about on a roll of 1 to 4. So we'll still consider it, but it's lower percentage at 1 to do it. It's not as good, because point defense means that my scouts can come up and challenge their fighters in a better way. So, and then carrying on, if it is not a carrier fleet and a 12 CPs or greater fleet is launched, well, it's not, it's only 10, and the AP has just purchased cloaking that the human player has not shown a level of scanner technology that could detect that cloaking, then the fleet being built is a raider fleet. And some of that I don't understand as well. I really need to sit and read about cloaking, raiders, scanning. Yeah, I mean, it's probably not a lot to read up on, Graham, but you do need to understand it, I think. I suppose the first few times, I always just played the Doomsday scenario. Mainly, I had one shot at this, but I never delved into any of the advanced stuff. Although the alien player can easily just roll on the table and fighters come in or scanners come in and whatever. Right, so anyway, so we're down to the general building priorities now for the fleet. So the options are, if the above 4 cases do not apply, then the AP will purchase ships in the following order. Well, they didn't apply. So it's going to build the largest ship first. The first ship built will be the largest ship that the AP's ship size technology and points will allow it to spend. And that's why I knew it was going to build a destroyer, because I knew it was going to purchase ship size 2 because it was an auto roll, and the biggest ship they can build costs 9 points. They've got 10 points, and that's a destroyer. So that's what they're going to do. They will have 1 point left over, and they don't need to roll to see. But what they would do next is they would look at this. I had a bit of a head scratching moment last night with this one though, because it says possible DD destroyer. If the AP has researched the level of scanner technology, and the thing is, the AP last night he had took scanner technology level 1. But it says that is equal to or superior to the level of cloaking that the human player has used in combat. I didn't have any cloaking, so at first I thought that meant that he did have this superior scanning ability above my cloaking. But I don't think that's the case. I think I need to have a level of cloaking for this to be considered. I might be wrong though. Thoughts, anyone? I read it a few times, and I came to the conclusion that it needed me to have a level of cloaking for to consider it. Like I say, if the AP has researched a level of scanner technology that is equal to or superior to the level of cloaking that the human player has used in combat, and the ship it built in step 1 is not a destroyer, it will next build 1 destroyer if its technology level and CPs allow. I took that to mean, like I say, he had scanning technology. I did not have any cloaking technology, so I felt that didn't apply. Because he didn't build a destroyer in step 1, he built something else. And I chose to ignore that one. I wouldn't mind any thoughts if you think that because he's got a level of scanning and I've got no cloaking at all, then he should do this. See, again, if I looked up scanning and cloaking, it would probably make more sense to me. Yeah, I need to do that. Okay. Next chance I get, I'm going to sit and read about these advanced technologies, I think. Okay, where are we? Right, and well, we know what we're doing, but just look, step 3 says remaining ships, next roll the die to determine the composition of the rest of the fleet. So we roll a die and we either get largest fleet, balanced, or largest ships. And then it goes on to give you an example of what these are. There's a modifier here. If the human player has used fighters previously in the game, then you do a -2 modifier. So yeah, I've never built fighters either, so I didn't consider that. The basics of this is largest fleet means it wants the most ships, so it'll build lots and lots of scouts. Remember, you get an extra +1 to your die roll if you've got double the amount of ships than your opponent. So that can be good there. I mean, it might... and it gives you an example. Sometimes it'll build so many scouts and then a destroyer or something at the end. Anyway, balanced. Right, well, we'll skip balanced. Largest ships means it'll build... Well, at the moment, destroyers are its largest ship, so it'll build as many destroyers as it can. If it had 6 points left over, though, it would still build a scout, I believe. It would still use up as much of the fleet points as it got. And balanced is a sort of strange one. It wants to build based on the attack and defense technologies that it has, and wants to make the most of that, basically. So, but we'll come to that anyway. So all it's going to do is, we don't need to roll dice on them. It's just going to build a destroyer, as we knew. So there's our 2 ships, and we need to get a destroyer. So we can take this out of here and put that there, although we're now going to need to adjust the order of things. But give me a sec, I also need to come over here to the fleet. Now, the destroyer costs 9 points. So basically this fleet is now wiped out. Well, the points in the fleet are wiped out. So we spent 9 points on the fleet. We've got 1 point left over, so we'll rub that 20 out and up it to 21. Because the extra, whatever's left over goes back into the fleet points. And it couldn't buy anything with that 1 point. Or it would, let's say if it had 6 points left over, I'm pretty sure it would always buy a scout, you know. Scouts, 6 points. That's the smallest ship it can buy. When it comes to defence, mines are only 5, but that's a different thing. Yeah, okay. So the order is, they're the attacker, we're the defender, right? So unfortunately, that's going to be the order of play. They're going to fire first. Because we both got a D. Our scout is an E anyway, so it's always going to be last. We've both got a D, but because they are the defender, they get to go first. And our tactics are both at 0. So if we had tactics 1, that would be the order, but I don't. So there you are. Right, so let's deal with this first combat. So nobody's got any attack or defense technology, so it's just the numbers on the chits. Oh, yeah, now, there you go, Grant. You didn't think about that, did you? I've got 2 ships to his 1. I remember last night doing it, and it was when all the fighters were coming into me, and I forgot to give them the +1 bonus, which they clearly had more than 2 to 1. There was loads of them. So we're actually getting a +1. Now this gets set at the beginning of the battle round. This is the first round, and we just fight to the death here. No, not technically true. To be honest, I've never considered retreating. The alien player never retreats. They're going to fight to the death. I don't think I've ever retreated in any of the games I've played. Again, it's probably something I should read more into and consider. But yeah. Now so yeah, this gets set at the beginning of each round. So at the beginning of this round, we've got 2 ships that has 1, so we're going to get a +1. Now, even if he attacks, he's going to attack this, because this... Now, I was using my little formula again, but it's a little more awkward when you're dealing with different ships. Where it was just the Doomsday Machine ship you had to look at before. Now it's looking at other ships. I find most of the time it was based on the hull size of the ship. So it would take them out first. And you can see both these have a hull size of 1. If this had a defense of 1 though, and this didn't, I would then need to have a look, and I think it would go for this ship before this. But you can see they've not got a defense either. This has got a better attack. This would clearly be the target if I worked out my formula. It's quite simple here. So it's going to attack this first. But let's say it attacks this first. It only get 1 attack. Let's say it destroys it. Then we're 1-1. However, the double ship bonus thing, whatever it's called, large fleet bonus or whatever, it got set at the beginning of the round, so he still gets a +1/+1 for this attack back. Then when we go into the second round, it's 1-1, so he doesn't get a +1 anymore. I'm kind of hoping my destroyer's still going to be there though, but well, it's close. I mean, they need to roll. They're attacking with a 4. I've got no defense, so it's a 4 or less at a D10. Right. Okay. So the destroyer is attacking my destroyer and needs a 4 or less. Oh my. Right, so it takes out my destroyer. That's the last thing that we needed. Okay, so now it's my scout to fire back at him. It would normally be a 3, but like I say, we did get the large fleet bonus or whatever it is. So we need a 4 or less as well to hit him. And I've rolled a clunky 8. I don't think that was in view. Right, so now we go back to a new round. He's attacking me with a 4. Again, 4 or less. That's a 10, thankfully. Right, we got that attack back, but we weren't getting large feet bonus this time, so it's a 3 or less. No, so 4 or less for him. And there we go. Oh, what a terrible start. Okay. Scout. No. So he succeeds. Yeah, I had a feeling that could have been iffy, like. But I don't think I could have done any more about it. Right, well, let's see what's going to happen next then. Now, where did I move that cruiser? Yeah, maybe we should have considered the fact that cruiser might need to be involved. I mean, they need to hang around a bit maybe. Because he's a better ship to be going on with. He's got a bit of defence. It's annoying, this camera. But I can't... I've not really got much battery left. Right, so that's where the battle was. So that comes away. They were successful. Not good. You can see the benefit going first there. They took my destroyer out with 1 roll. I mean, okay, I could have got lucky, might have rolled high. And then we would have had 2 shots at him before he gets another shot back. With a +1 as well for having the two ships. But however, that's what it is. Right, so I've moved everything that I'm moving, haven't I? Yeah. Okay, so Now, can I go through the pipelines? And I want to say I came across somebody asking this question earlier and I didn't look at it because it wasn't relevant. I'm wondering, it looks like he can go in here or here. If he goes here, my cruiser's adjacent. That's fine, I can move my cruiser in. If he goes here, can I go through the pipeline into there as well? I don't know, because there's an enemy ship in that pipeline. Is it kind of like it's blockaded? I can't use the pipeline? Pretty sure somebody had asked something along the lines earlier on when I was looking through something. Okay. Well, we've completed our movement because it's movement, combat, and then, well, any exploring to do, there's nothing to explore, no. A cruiser wasn't able to get to anything. Yeah, right, okay. So this is going to either move into here or here. Well, I've been randomising it, so I'm going to say this is odd and this is even. And we kind of want even because, well, I'm not sure about the answer to the question, so I've rolled odd. Great. Right, so it is going to go to the one up top. Oh, it's going to destroy my pipeline as well. Oh. This shouldn't be happening this early in the game. It's hard enough further on. I'm struggling along here. Right, so he moves in there. Let's say that automatically gets destroyed, I think. And then he attacks my colony. He gets one attack at the colony. His attack technology would have an effect. My colony doesn't have any defense at all, so, but he's no attack technology. His attack power is a 4. So it's going to roll, and if he hits the colony, like I say, I think the pipeline's getting destroyed. But let's see if the colony's taking a hit. 4 or less. Oh my, it's getting worse. Right, so that's a hit as well. Not a good start here. Okay, so back a little bit. So it hits our colony, which knocks it down to 3. Oops, I need to just get another marker grant. Now, I hunted a bit for this. I want to say some bit. A bit that I read was that this still gives out the points. But it's not. This is blockaded. So it can still... that's the wrong counter. Sorry. It can still upgrade. I mean, what it'll do is it'll go from a 3 back to a 5 again at the end of its economic phase. However, this is only turn 1. This is going to get to attack it again on turn 2 and then on turn 3. I'm pretty sure. Do I need to look up this pipeline? I shouldn't really. Yeah, I'm looking at the power and I need to take a break. Right, give me a minute. Yeah, so the pipeline is destroyed, sadly. It says it somewhere that if there's no friendly combat ships there, if we had a combat ship there, then it'd be a combat, and we'd fight to, well, not to the death. Say I retreated if I retreated, then the pipeline was still left there with this enemy, then it would destroy it as well. So yeah, that was great. Not okay. So let's just see if I can push this to a finish. I'm really annoyed that I can't. My battery's gonna. I don't know if I could. If I plugged it in from the mains, it would be better. But oh, I know it would be better, but it's gonna be a bit of a struggle. Well, I'll just see if we can finish this bit first. Right. So the blue player's not moved. Yeah, well, all he's going to do is move into that hex there, isn't he, Grant? Because he's going to try and avoid us, wants to head for this. Yeah, we worked out that that's what was going to happen. So we're going to have the same position here. Well, in fact, it's 2 scouts against the destroyer this time, rather than a scout and the destroyer. So it's actually worse for us. Maybe just as well I did put that shipyard there to try and protect things. And I mean, should we consider moving that pipeline out of there? I don't know. Certainly we want to move the miner out of there, but because if we don't defeat it, no, and again, well, actually that cruiser can get into there next turn. That means that planet's then defended. You know what? It means it's defended, so it means that then this will target this, and because it can still reach that in the economic phase, I think, within the 3 moves. Okay. I think I'm going to struggle to get this part finished with the power that I've got left, but that's all the movement, combat, etc. Yeah, I'm talking about the cruiser coming down here though, but do I not want it to go up there and help Red out? Maybe. What you might want to do is... no, you've got to do all your movement first, haven't you? I can't just move, have combat and then come back and move, I don't think. Yeah, because you've got 3 steps to your turn: movement, combat, and then exploration. So you've got to do all your movement first. Then if any ships are... yeah, then you've got to do the combat. Well, I also need to find out if... oh no, well, my question's answered there. There's not a pipeline there anymore. Of course. Oh my. So it's going to attack the colony next turn down to 1 maybe. And then the 3rd turn it could wipe the colony out. So it's not going to move, fortunately. Well, I'll tell you what, this didn't happen in my game yesterday. I was able to deal with these small fleets quite comfortably. So I don't know what I've done differently today. Maybe, again, this game is full of dice rolls, so it can just be that sometimes. You can see there that none of the dice rolls went right for me at all, did they? Well, I don't think there's much I can do about it. Just need to get into the next economic phase and build... possibly, can we build 2 cruisers? Yeah, our shipyard's 5 up there. Possibly build 2 cruisers at our home base. And then, yeah, something like that, I suppose. Looks like I might lose this colony and have to rebuild it and whatever. Okay, well that's turn 1 over, I think. Right, that's me reset everything. I've tried to plug my phone into the actual mains. Whether it gives it any more power, I don't know. I know it takes longer to charge when I've got it beside attached to the computer anyway. But whether that gives it any more chance a boost or not, I don't know. Right, so reset everything. We're going on to turn 2. So what's happening? So, right. I don't like having this cable plugged in. It's just annoying. Okay, right. So what we're going to do here then? Right, so I've said the cruiser... yeah, because if we move out of there, it comes round. And even if I move one of them into there, it's still going to come round it. It says it'll tackle one ship by itself anyway. Right, let's get the little bits out of the way. I've got a miner here that can bring back some minerals. Our other miner has already brought back the minerals. I'm going to move him out of the way though. I'm going to move him down here, I think. If we can get out of this problem we've got, then I want them to be closer to these deep space tokens, and the cruiser can hopefully attempt to start finding stuff. So do we ignore the red? And like I say, it's not going to move. It could destroy the colony if it hits it in turn 2 and turn 3. Then would it actually move to my home planet then, or would it go? I think it would, because it's my home planet's undefended, and it's got 20 points rather than the 5 points from this one. Sorry, I maybe should close in on that a little bit. But I mean, after it's turn 2 and turn 3, I'm going to then build. Well, actually, I'm then going to build a couple of ships, so that this will be defended, won't it? So I'm going to actually have to go and get it. But that will be with cruisers, hopefully, or possibly. And we're going to lose these 5 points that we were getting. We're not going to get them next turn. So that's going to be less points, obviously. We've got, although I do see that we've got 2 sets of 5 minerals, as long as, well, that's as long as blue doesn't come in and mess that up. Then we'll not get the minerals. I don't know what will happen to them. If I was to upgrade to ship size 4, then we could build battle cruisers. Even if we can get cruisers though, that should be able to take care of the problem, I think. So, okay, and I suppose I'm thinking of that because, I mean, this cruiser could and maybe should go back one and then go in. But I don't know, I really don't know what's going to happen here. This could end up the same way. Yeah, because if we attack this and we get the same result, it's turn 2 is moving in there and attacking this. Oh, sorry, there'll be a battle in there with the shipyard. Then if it beats the shipyard, it'll then attack. And then turn 3, it'll then attack again. And that'll be 2 colonies blockaded off. More points lost. Whereas if I put the cruiser in here... Well, hang on, Grant. You've already said... Have you not already said if you put the cruiser in there, it's not going to go in there. It's going to go, well, after the combat here, it's then going to go to this one. Ugh. Okay. I'd sort of like to be bringing the cruiser down though, because I want to get moving with other things. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna bring the cruiser down through the pipeline again. 1, 2. And this is a situation where normally it would have to stop in the asteroids if it had movement technology. If it was allowed to move 2 points here, then it would have to stop there. However, this is through the pipeline, so you get to avoid the asteroids, that ability. So, and then ending here, meaning that this is defended. Is that not silly? Why not go here, Grant? So he was there. I can come through the pipeline into there. That then does mean this is defended. But I've got minerals here as well. This is undefended, but its next movement would then be into here, and then we can do something about it. Yeah, that's better. Okay, and then we know these two. Yeah, I have to do it. Well, do you have to do it now that you've put that cruiser in there? Do I have to do it? If I left things as they are, what would the blue player do here? You know what? I think it would go in on the planet here. I think it would go in on this. Because it can reach a colony in this economic phase here. Now, if this was a spare, if this only had one enemy in it, or if it was empty, it would now reassess and head to this because it's got 2 movement. But it can't, and it can't come round about and reach there. So yeah, it's going to go in there. Now, if I was to move one of these scouts in here as well, it'll then come in here. So it's frustrating, but I mean it's pretty clever. You know, it's quite simple but clever. And the fact that, you know, like I say yesterday, there's a few times I moved something and I thought, oh wait, he's now going to do that instead of what I want him to do. So it's quite clever, right? Simple but clever. So then he's going to go in and we're defending. Yeah. That's better. See, this is what I should have. Well, I don't think I could set that up there. I don't think I could. So I just leave the 2 scouts. Either that or move the scouts into here, but I think I just leave the scouts where they are. Let that come in, and hopefully my cruiser and my shipyard can take care of that destroyer. Now, the other downside, like I said, they've got more technology points, so they might actually grab like attack technology or defense technology and make it harder for me. But right, I think that's all my movement then. Not an awful lot of it, really. So we're not having a combat. No. Yeah, and he's no choice. He has to come in there now, going by his movement rules. That's fine. Right, so red... Well, red's not moving, and it's just going to attack that colony again. It's the same again, so it's going to be an attack of 4. And that'll knock that down to 1. That's what it's going to do for turn 2. So, let me get die roll here. It's a little bit tricky moving the camera about now though, because I've got it plugged in, but I should be able to get. Right, it's a bit dull over there, but however. Right, so we're rolling and not wanting a 4 or less. Ooh, I like it. Right, so 5, just missed. And he only gets 1 attack. It was something I was looking up yesterday as well, because I've not played the multiplayer game. It's probably straight, easy to grasp. But how do they attack the colonies? I wasn't really very sure. But yeah, each ship that you've got gets 1 attack on the colony per turn. That's my understanding anyway. But he's only got 1 ship, so that was a 1 attack. So it failed to reduce that from 3 to 1, which is good. Gives me a bit more time. Right, and then, actually, I suppose he didn't move as such, but that's him had his turn. And then blue, right, well, like I say, he's coming in. I'm pretty sure that's right. I can't see another way of it working, so we're going to have a second battle. We've got slightly better chances this time, though. Just as well I noticed that then, because I was going to go in with the 2 scouts. And, yeah, I wouldn't have been able to put the cruiser on here, and blah, 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 yeah. Okay, right, let's get this combat sorted. Right, okay, so the battle's up here. I've moved the ships down. Actually, let's set things up here first. So where are we again? This is the first time. This fleet's only 10. But hold on. He's got 30 points, isn't he? Hey, you're looking at the wrong book, Grant. Come on, get with it. So fleet is engaged. Spend points on technology. Right, none of the other things apply still. Yeah, we've not got fighters, we've not got point defence and blah 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 and all that. So again, we've got the automatic ship size from 1 to 2, okay, which is 10 points. So yeah, I'm sort of because I'm having this phone plugged in just to get this bit finished. So I'm just going to wrap up after this, but we've got one more movement, one more turn though, haven't we? Right, let's see if I can do it. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll just stop here. So yeah, push it up a little bit, and you should get in all right. That's blue player, eh? Right, there we are. So he's definitely purchasing ship size 2 for 10 points, right? That's an automatic. So that takes him down to 20 points. So he's still got that magic 20 that could allow him to purchase something else. Now, it does say that although I was about to ask this question on BGG, not regarding this, but let's just say, I stopped myself from asking the question because it's fine, I don't need to ask it. Let's say they had 60 points right now in technology. They've done the ship size upgrade, right? Which I'll come back to in a second. Let's just say they roll on this and they get a 1. They upgrade their attack to level 1. Let's just say they've got, what do they have left? They'll have 40 points left. They roll again, they roll a 2 or a 1. They get attack again. So that's them upgrading their attack twice. Now we can't do that. However, and so I was going to go and ask the question, can they do that? But don't think I need to, because remember, they're just spending their points now, and basically they've spent these points in their own economic phases, but we've not known about it, and this is just them showing us now. So it just means that they've built one attack technology 1 back in economic phase 2, and then attack technology and 2 in economic phase 3, but we're only just seeing it now, so I don't need to ask that question. And regarding the ship size, it clearly states here, it says next, the AP will determine if it will spend on ship size. This depends on the current ship size level. Only roll once on this table regardless of how many points the AP has to spend. So this is one that they won't automatically upgrade, then we roll again and it upgrades. You can see it only roll once. And although I didn't roll a dice, we were carrying out a roll that didn't matter, you know. So okay. So ship size, well actually I need to stay back with this, because now they've got 20 points left, we're going to do this die roll, because none of the other things still applied in here. Oh, damn it. Oh, I've just scattered all my ships everywhere. Oh, what a mess. It's just the ones I had set at the side. It's not anything on the map, but I'll just need to sort them out again. That was a shame. They're all nicely in order. I could move things up a bit. I'm tight for space, but Okay, I'll sort in a minute. So if the AP is research fighter technology, it's not. If this is a radar fleet, it's not. And then if there are tech points remaining, then it will roll on this. Now, remember, it needs to have at least 20 points remaining because of that new rule. So we're going to roll on this. And yeah, just take what they get. So, let's see. Right. Okay, so here we go. Right, a 6. Right, we might need to re-roll again because some of these don't apply and whatever. So a 6 has got 2 asterisks beside it and cloak. Right, so what are the 2 asterisks? Where are we? Yeah, there. If the human player has shown scanner 2 in combat, re-roll any 6s. Okay, so we've not shown scanner 2. So they are going to buy cloak, assuming it's 20 points or less. And Grant's going to have to now go and find out. Oh, right, no. It's cloak allows them to build raiders. Okay, so they must need that to create a raider fleet. But it costs 30 points, that, I think. Cloaking. Yeah, level 1 is 30 points, level 2 is 30 points, so it can actually purchase that because it's only got 20. So we need to reroll. So I'm not needing to look that up just yet. 5. That's got an asterisk as well. So tactics. Right, actually this is something different that's in the new rule book. There's a slight difference with this. I wonder if this was the one that triggered me. I might need to mention that on BGG because well, let's see if you got it right first. So the wee asterisk says, with just a single asterisk this time, if tactics are rolled and the AP is not yet at attack 2 or defense 2, then it will purchase one of them in that order, right? Well, it's not got attack 2 or defense 2. So it's not going to purchase tactics yet because attack and defense is better. So it will purchase them in that order. So attack, defense. So it's saying here that we should purchase attack. However, this is what it says in the new rules, and maybe this was one of the things that caught my eye and said, oh, this is different what it says in the rulebook, and it's not highlighted in blue. And it's not highlighted in blue, this, and it is different. This says, if tactics are rolled, I don't know if you can see that, it looks a bit, yeah, I think it's okay. If tactics are rolled and the AP is not yet attack 2 or defense 2, right, the wording's the same there, then it will purchase the lower of attack or defense, randomly if tied, instead of tactics. So that's different to, what did we have? Then it will purchase one of them in that order. In that order, I'm assuming meaning it will purchase attack first or defense first. So I'm going with these new rules, but you can see that is different, and I might maybe pop that up on BGG. I did say to Nico that I would, if I came across any of these things that I had thought I had found, I mean that was clearly one of them because I remember reading it. Yeah, and that's different, but it's not shown. It's not shown in the blue, you know. And I mean when I mean the blue, there's one there. That's one of the ones that would be in. Sorry, where are we? Yeah, that isn't blue, Grant. Struggling here. The AP does not attempt to purchase technology if less than 20 CPs are on the tech column, including movement technology. That's highlighted in blue to say that it's a new rule, whereas that other bit wasn't. So I'm going to use that other way of doing it. So we are going to tactics are rolled and the AP is not yet attack 2 or defense 2, then it will purchase the lower of attack or defense. Well, they're both at 0. So, and then it says randomly if tied instead of tactics. So we can purchase either, and both attack 1 and defense 1 both cost 20. So it's not that we're going to be, you know, not be able to afford one of them. So they're gonna roll a die here randomly. I need to get my phone charged up. To be honest, it's holding the charge here, but the cable's annoying. It's just annoying. Right, so randomly between attack and defense, I'm going to say attack is odd and defense is even. Okay. Right, so attack is odd. Oh, I was thinking that was defense. It's not, so it is attack. Right. What's it? Yeah, annoyingly worse for me, I think. So, okay. Push that up a little. Bring this out. This is the blue. Yeah. Well, yeah, no, it's not good. So they had 20 points left. I lost my pencil now. Right, here we are. It's going to buy attack 1, level 1, which costs 20 points. And that just wipes out the rest of their tech. So they bought ship size 2 and attack 1, and their tech's now 0. Now, with the alien player, all their ships get upgraded automatically. Again, if you think about it, it's not just this turn that they've purchased the attack, and it keeps it cleaner and simpler. I'm going to have to move that. Look at the mess I made. Look. It's going to take me ages to put all these back together again. Alright, I had that there for a reason. I've got this trying to hold the cable down so that it doesn't go all over the place. Right, okay. Back to the combat then, and then I think I'm going to wrap this up and not do turn 3. I'll come back to that. I'd like to have finished it with turn 3 out of the way, but it's taking a bit too long. Right, no, we've got to, well, it's 10 fleet. Yeah, I'm not finished yet. That was just technologies. Look, we know what we're doing. It's got ship size 2. It's going to build a destroyer, right? Just the same as the last time with the red player. So it's going to build a destroyer. Now, it's got attack level 1, remember? It's got a hull size of 1, so that does get, rather than a 4, that's going to be attacking with a 5. I can put this away. And that costs them 9 of their points in fleet. So we remove this 10 completely, because their fleet's now being exposed and we know what it is, blah blah blah. And it only costs them 9, so it's going to put 1 point back into their fleet. They had 10 sitting there, so now they're sitting with 11. And they've got a destroyer with attack level 1. Okay, so into the combat, we've got C-class ships. He's got a D-class ship, so he is going to get to attack last. So as long as I can get a hit in here, to be honest, maybe him getting attack was better than defense because it's easier for us to hit. But let's hope he doesn't get to attack us back. Oh, we've got 2 ships there's 1 as well. I keep forgetting about that. That's huge as well. So that totally made more sense. Well, mind you, my 2 scouts going in there. Yeah, but see if it had been my 2 scouts and went in. We would have got the bonus of +1, but he would have attacked first. Whereas we're getting to attack first here with the +1. Okay, so I'm rolling with my cruiser. I don't have any attack or defense upgrades. So it's just a 4. And the shipyard's just going to be a 3. So a 4 or less is going to take the destroyer out. That's what we're looking for. So the cruiser on the destroyer, 4 or less. Come on, let's start rolling a bit better. Yes, there we go. There we go. Okay, so that's it. See, when you get to attack first and you're in this situation, because he's only got one hull point, we needed a 4 or less to hit him. We nicely rolled a 3. I mean, okay, it was a good roll. Takes him out, and these 2 ships just go back. So the shipyard goes back, and the cruiser goes back. Well, the cruiser was moved into there, so I better put it like that. Well, it doesn't matter. This is a blue player's turn. In fact, that's the end of turn 2, isn't it? Nothing more to resolve, so let's straighten everybody up. Right, that's everything. Right, it's dark outside now, so I don't know how it is. That's us moving on to turn 3. Because I'd like to come back and play a little bit later once I get some juice in my phone, like some battery charged up. So we're moving on to turn 3. This is going to have another attack at that, and then we're going to build something to go and come and take that out. Like I say, at least they didn't launch any other fleets. Although they might well do in this next turn. What is the die roll to launch on turn 5? I think it's probably... Oh, it's quite low. It's a 1 to 3 for a fleet launch. You can see it varies throughout there. We just had a 1 to 5. It starts off with 2, 1 guaranteed, and then 1 to 5, 1 to 3, 1 to 4, 1 to 5, 1 to 3, and then there's another guarantee in there, and there, and then finally on turn 20 there's a guarantee, but just all sort of randomised a little bit. It's good. I like the way that's all done, but okay, yeah, I'd like to try and finish the last turn, but it's an hour and 11 minutes there. I could take a break, get some charge, and come back, fix all my ships out that I've messed about. And then, because I don't want this cable here, that's what caused that accident, to be honest. That's my excuse anyway. Right, I'll be back. I forgot to talk about what Tim had just made a comment on my Doomsday Machine. I meant to talk about when we had their ships there. Let's just give a little bit of... Everyone's a mess in it. Right, there's a shipyard there. So let's see. What his comment was, he found it was strange. This is going back to my Doomsday Machine final combat. I don't think I need to spoil anything, but in case you've not watched it and you want to watch, I always think these. Yeah, I wouldn't like to know the outcome of a video before I was watching it, even if it's just on a game that I want to watch. I still would like to watch it to see how it concluded rather than know what the outcome was. But anyway, so we had the Doomsday Machine, and we had lots of... I want to say we had a bunch of... We had a couple of these. We had a bunch of these. And I say a bunch as in, you know, I mean, I had maybe... No, I don't think I had 2 dreadnoughts, but let's just to give some sort of example, that was the situation. And then we had the Doomsday Machine. It's in the mix here. Looking and glancing in the cup in the hope that I might just see one randomly. Oh, there's one. Right, I can put it back in and shake them about. So, Doomsday Machine, I want to say the final one is a B, I think. So I think that was the Order of Fire. Something like that. There was more ships involved as well. But I've had that little formula that I was using, and I'm not sure if I can put it in play. I really wish there was a better way for me to decide about what does the Doomsday Machine attack here. And Tim commented that he thought it was odd, because my little formula decided that I think he has 5 attacks at the end. I want to say we had 6 shipyards. Let's have a 6 then, Grant. Something like that, right? It doesn't really matter, to be honest. I don't need to do that. But so I always say he had 5 attacks. And my little formula works out that, I mean, these are stronger ships. These are going to have a better chance of hitting the Doomsday Machine. I agree with that. And Tim felt it was a little strange that the Doomsday Machine would target the shipyards, because their chance of hitting the Doomsday Machine was a roll of a 1. And I understand that. I think the formula that I was using wants to sort of take out ships the best it can. I mean, if it rolls on this, these have only got a hull size of 1. These have got a hull size of 3, and we had multiple 3s. All the other ships were 3s, and it sort of makes some sense, even though that only hits on a 1. Take these ships out, because if I hit one of these and one of these, or 2 of these, well, sorry, if I get 2 hits on this or 2 hits on that, it doesn't even destroy a ship, it just puts damage counters on it. So it still fires back. Whereas taking these out removes that attack completely, you know. Reducing this to a 5 removes one attack that's going to get back. And doing it before it's even had an attack, you know, let's just say that there's only 5 of them, and it rolls its 5 dice and wipes them out, then they don't get to attack back. Yeah, they needed a 1 to hit, so... But it's tricky. I think, I mean, I've replied to him by saying that I think that's what the sort of little formula I've been using sort of looks at. But if you're playing the game, you could decide to do it differently. I wish there was rules there that said how to do it, or to give a bit better. It just leaves you you decide. You select which is the best option. Now it seems that Tim playing the game may not have chose the Doomsday Machine to attack the shipyards. That's fine. I mean, I wish, like I say, I wish it was in the rules that it told you exactly what ship to attack, but it doesn't. So, again, curious to look more into that AI that seems to be into the All Good Things rulebook. But I've still not looked at it again, so it might not be anything like what I'm thinking. I don't know. But it looked pretty detailed, whatever it was. I should really sit and have a look at that as well. Maybe something to do when you go to your bed at night, Grant. Read into some of these things, or find out what raiders do, or cloaking, or scanning. Probably wise. Okay, yeah, and I understand what Tim's saying there, and, you know, it is. I don't know if that was the right choice or not. Bearing in mind that the Doomsday Machine to hit these shipyards probably only needs probably attacking it needs like an 8 or less, maybe 7 or 8 or less to hit the shipyard, whereas attacking some of these other stronger ships, it probably only is going to hit on a 3 or a 4. So, you know, you got to balance it out. But I know what you're saying. It's I wish it was written in the rules what it done. Is that's a bit frustrating, because it's a really good game, and you know, could do with more. So, but maybe that thing in that All Good Things rule book, maybe that's what that is. Maybe somebody's built a better AI system, and maybe that's what I need to look at. Right, I'll get away for now. I do hope to come back and have another part later, once I get some charge in this, because I'm sick of this cable kind of causing me trouble. So, okay, I'll hopefully be back later, if not tomorrow. Cheers.